Hey everyone, Iron Monk here, and today we're going to do another commentary video. This one's going to be a plus 17 Plaguefall that I did last week. So the fixes were Spiteful, Fortified, and Grevious. And the legendary I'm running is Invoker's Delight. So I'll just talk about how we go through this right now. I believe we lost this first pull here. That Fungal Stormer right there does this spinning fungi storm that you want to stun, or it does damage to the group, so I was assigned to make sure that thing gets locked down. The big guy here, the Decaying Flesh Giant, does this cast called Creepy Crawlers, where he'll summon these ads. So I'm just watching out for that, and I'll know when spiteful ads are on me, because I'll see eyes over my head, which is means pretty much I need to get out. So I see eyes over my head right there, but I knew that he was far enough away that he wouldn't actually hit me. Here we pull 3 Plague Borers, and we just kind of damage them down. They don't really do much. And the comp that we're running with right now, we're running with a... so we have a Vengeance Demon Hunter tank, Resto Druid, a Shadow Priest, and a Marksmanship Hunter. And I'm using the Kyrian Covenant with, I'm using Calculated Strikes as my conduit trait. So we're just going to damage these 3 down, and then we're going to head into the boss's room. Alright, so I see the Spiteful Shade that came out from the mob that died. I see there's eyes over my head. I ringed them out. I'm pretty careful here with my movement. I don't want to body pull a pack, so I'm trying to be pretty careful. Oh, we do another pull here. The Fungi Stormer. I'm watching it to make sure I get the stun on it. You could also paralyze it as well. That works. So I'm just making sure that I lock it down so it doesn't do a lot of damage to our group. So right now, I have the Spiteful on me. It hit me once and took out more than half my health bar. So that's how scary Spiteful is for melee. And if you didn't know what Spiteful was, it's a fix where every time a mob dies, these Spiteful Shades will spawn and they fixate on a random player. It can fixate on anyone besides the tank. Alright, so we just pull this Plague Belcher by himself here. And we just damage him down. So this guy will spawn little ads that buff him up. So we want to make sure that those little slimes that are walking don't actually get to him. It's not a big deal if they do, but we do our best to stop them. It's kind of the same as the boss mechanic here. Okay, so we're going to pull all these slimes at once. They do some pulsating AoE damage, so it's actually kind of dangerous for me. You'll see me Karma in this pack, and the healer actually in Discord is telling me to get out because I'm taking a lot of damage. You can look at my health bar as it's going down. And actually what's kind of dangerous about this pack during these effects here, each one of these slimes here spawn a Spiteful mob. So I got to be very careful. So I see eyes over my head, and I'm just going to run. I'm just out of this. I'm AFK at this point. And you can see that Shadow Priest with its uncapped AoE doing big damage. Shadow Priestess can actually blast on big pulls. So we're going to finish this up. And we're going to pull the next Plague Belcher on the other side and get our Pride for the boss. Again, we're gonna just kill this guy and try not to let these little slimy morsels get to him. I have my Zuen coming up in about 15 seconds, as well as Storm Earth and Fire, so I'm gonna hold them for the boss. So I'm not gonna use cooldowns on the Pride. So we're going to finish this up, and then this is going to be our 20%, and we're going to get the manifestation of the Pride mob, and we're going to kill this and get our buff. I'm not using any cooldowns here. So this boss here spawns one large ad periodically, and then a bunch of those smaller ads like the Belcher did. And what we're going to do is CC every large ad, and we're going to kill off the first set of the smaller ads, so you'll see here. So I just get to pop my cooldowns here. This boss also does a stomp, a plague stomp, which puts a disease on everyone. Only the priest and I can dispel disease in this group, the druid cannot. So I karma'd this to get some extra damage out, so I still have the dot on me, but I karma'd the first one here. The hunter's gonna hunter trap the first ad, the big ad that spawns, which he's gonna spawn on the left side of the screen there. He already got his hunter trap down. So he's gonna be hunter trapped, and we're gonna kill off the first set of small ads. So you'll see me turn and roll out there and kill those little ads, which I'm doing now. We have the last ad coming in. We have another stomp. And I dispel myself immediately. Priest dispels himself. Just gotta watch the frontal here. He's about to spawn a second set of ads, so one more large ad and then a bunch of small ads. I'm gonna paralyze the large ad, and then we're going to mass root the small ads here and just kill the boss. So large ads comes out, I get to paralyze on it. And then the mass root goes out on the small ads. There's a lot of disease cast in this dungeon, a lot of diseases, and it's good because Windwalker and Shadow Priest can dispel diseases, so it's good to have at least one of those classes with you in this dungeon to help dispel diseases. Our priest died, so he's getting a res. We're gonna wait for this Spinebreaker to pat back into this 3-pack of rotting slime calls, and we're gonna kill them on top of the canister. So the goal here is to do damage to the canister, and the canister blows up and does damage to all the mobs around it. So we're gonna get damage on the canister and try to get these mobs in here, and it'll do some damage to these mobs. Just want to make sure you dodge the ground effects here from the Spinebreaker, because he does this AoE cast that you want to avoid. He also does a frontal. Alright, so I have a shade on me now. It meleeed me once and took up almost all my health, so I'm just going to run out for now. When this Spinebreaker dies, he's going to spawn these little ads that can turn into big slimes if they're not killed. So there's these slithering oozes here. You could either step on them or kill them, and if they get their metamorphosis cast off, they'll turn into an actual slime. But my advice is don't run them over, especially in a hierarchy, because it actually does damage to you when you run them over. So you want to make sure that either the tank runs them over or you just kill them at range. We're just going to pull this 3-pack here, just get interrupts on the Plague Binder. These rotting slime calls put a disease on the tank, and it actually does pretty significant damage to the tank. And these rotting slime calls also flee pretty far when they're close to dying. So you want to make sure they don't run into another pack. So you'll see them running away right now. We get a binding shot on them to stop them from running away, and they don't pull anything we don't want. I have another shade on me again. Unlucky. So I'm just trying to play clean here. I'm not trying to cause any unnecessary deaths. Alright, so these rot marrow slimes do this cast called Corrosive Gunk, which puts an AoE disease on people or anything that's around them but I can dispel myself from the disease, and the priest is getting the tank. So if you don't interrupt that corrosive gunk cast, people around the mobs will get this disease on them. So, but we have 2 dispels, and it's fine. And you notice here, we're not actually pulling particularly big. We're just trying to play clean here. I have another shade on me, so I'm just going to run backwards a little bit. So we're pulling 2 more slime calls. I think this is the part where we kind of messed up the route and we realized we underpulled. We were actually supposed to get our 40% pride by now. See, they started running away. Good thing I ring a piece there, so we didn't pull that spine breaker that we didn't want to pull. So ring a piece is very strong. There's actually a pretty big play right there. And we realized, hey, we don't have our pride, so we go pull in this next 2-pack. This congealed slime here puts a damage reduction on all the mobs around it, so you want to kill it first. So we're just focusing down the congealed slime right now. I almost feel like relieved every time during this affix where the spiteful is not actually on me and I don't have to run out. Alright. Now this one's on me though, so I gotta run out. Just wait around. I think we try to even kill the next pack to get our second pride. Trying to watch out for the frontal, and then the AoE on the ground. I'm trying to move out of it. Just trying to be careful. I didn't really have a lot of damage for this pack. I'm trying to focus on the big guy right now, so they all die evenly, because we're gonna get pride. Alright, so we have a bunch of these little slithering oozes again. I'm just going to kill them at range so I don't step on them and take a lot of damage. Like I said, you can, the option is to walk over them, but you take a lot of damage. So I blew my cooldowns on the pride here, just because our healer, it's always good to have someone use their cooldowns on a pride, especially in a hierarchy, because that could get scary. Alright, so we have this slime tentacle here. The slime tentacle will pick up a random player in melee and do damage to him. So the way you get that player down, you could either stun it or you can paralyze it. But the general goal is, and the priest grips me, the general goal is those little guys running around with the bombs on their head, you want to make sure they blow up on top of the tentacle, and they'll do a lot of damage to it. But you saw I got picked up there, but luckily the priest gripped me away. I think it happens again here, actually. Alright, so these rigged plague borers will keep spawning as long as this guy's alive. So you'll actually see us keep this guy alive longer to use these rigged plague borers on another pack. So I'll ring a piece him in to do some damage to the guy. and I'll just wait. We call for a no kill on this guy, so we don't want to kill him until the next one spawn. Okay, now we have them, and we're gonna bring them down. I'm just gonna heal myself up a little bit because I was taking some damage, but we're gonna pull this next pack into this plague borer, and it actually does a significant amount of damage to these guys. It's like 25% of health. I'm just watching the spitefuls. This spiteful actually pats into another mob. It actually aggroes them, so I was just being careful there. Make sure if I had to ring a piece or something, them away from that pack. We're actually gonna go around this pack now, and we're gonna pull this 2-pack here. And I pop cooldowns here because we still have another pack to pull and plus pride, and I don't want to lose out on a set of cooldowns, so I just use my cooldowns here. This is another one of those spine breakers that will spawn those little ads that you could step on or kill. And here they come out. Spiteful's not on me, that's good. Alright, this next pack here will be our Prideful. Alright, so in this pack there's a congealed slime, so we gotta try to focus it down because it puts a DR on all the other mobs here. The other slime here, the pestilence slime, will drop this red red puddle on the ground that will do damage to you, but if you stand in it, you also get a haste buff. Alright, so here's our pride. I have a shade on me, so I'm just gonna move out. Oh, actually, yep, I still see him. I'm still running out from it. Oh, and I got sniped. I popped karma because I was low in health. So we're going to finish up this pride, and then we're going to go into boss. And conveniently, the boss is right here. We're going to tag him. So this guy phases twice, I believe. I believe he phases at 66%. He'll jump to a new platform, and then 33%. So right now, we're just going to blast him down to 66%. So this guy will spawn 2 slimes. He'll spawn one that has a bomb on it that you want to kill before it explodes on everyone and hurts them. This plague bomb right here. And he'll spawn a congealed slime, which puts a DR on the boss. So what we do is just knock him out and root the congealed slime. And he also leaps around, so you want to make sure that you're positioned well. So we just kind of knock out the congealed slime there and just keep him rooted. He'll phase again at 33%, so he's about to jump now. And I'll get a paralyze off on this slime so we don't have to worry about it, and we'll root the next one. So we have another plague bomb, so we're going to focus on the plague bomb here. And we just keep that congealed slime rooted out there. Also, if the tank gets out of melee on this boss, Dr. Ickis, he casts this burn strain cast. I believe it's a disease that he puts on someone. So I want to make sure the tank's always in melee with this boss. So we're just gonna finish with the boss. Pretty easy boss. And we're looking pretty decent on time right now. So we have another slime tentacle here, but I want to try to save my stun here for the middle pack. Picks me up. I stun him anyway. You could stun him actually when you get picked up. So I use my leg sweep there. Just trying to watch my feet here so I don't stand anything bad. And then trying to anticipate the spiteful mobs. So I'm trying to look and see if there's any eyes over my head. I think we're good. Oh, I have eyes over my head now. I'm gonna ring. I'm just gonna walk backwards. Alright. They're gonna walk up the middle here. We imprison the ambusher here. And we fight this pack here. This pack's actually really scary because the ambusher will leap on a random player and do damage to them. He also does this webbing cast, which will root you. And he also casts this an ability called stealthlings. Well, he'll spawn these random ads that if they don't get stunned or killed in time, they will jump on a player and kill them more than likely. So you want to make sure that you identify where they are and kill them, or you could stop the ambusher's cast of that if you stun it or something. This pack's actually pretty scary. Because this sniper also does a random shoot on players, which does a lot of damage as well. Alright, so we have more stealthlings here. I'll use my Ring of Peace. Another scary pack with an ambusher and a sniper. So you spawn some stealthlings. I stunned them. Alright, so I have a shade on me again. I saw the eyes immediately and I ran out. Alright, and then we're gonna go back and kill this ambusher. And I believe this will be our pride for the boss. We're trying to stop the stealthlings cast as much as possible. And eventually just cast the ambush. No, he got one off. Nope. Yeah, we did. I'm gonna leg sweep. Alright, this will be Prideful. This boss isn't that bad, especially with a hunter that can flare out some of the assassins here. Alright, so we're gonna go right into boss. This boss here, you want to be grouped together, or you'll get kind of rooted out in the open, or netted. So make sure you guys are grouped together. One person will get picked for this shadow ambush cast, and you want to make sure they're out of the group before it goes off, and they have plenty of time to get back in. And then the boss also spawns these stealth assassins that will put a stacking dot on people unless they get out of their ambush cast. And the way you get them out is either you just run over to them and do some AoE or something. You can flare them out too. And yeah, so the boss casts another assassins. We're just gonna get them all out. We trapped one in the back there, the hunter did. So I'm just going to move out here because I have the shadow ambush on me. I get stunned, and then I'll just walk back into the group. We're actually a little short percentage, so we're going back for some mobs. So we're going to finish up this 2-pack here, and then we'll have enough for spend. I think we need about 83% going down there, if you pull everything down below. I have about 9 minutes left, which is plenty of time. So these mobs in this room actually kind of hurt the tank a lot, so you'll see the tank kiting quite a bit in here. Alright, I got a shade on me again. It actually just meleeed me, but I keep it away with Ring of Peace. And we're actually gonna pull this side pack first, but we end up pulling all 3 packs at the same time, especially if we're ranged here. They could do, these guys move really slow, so range can actually hit all the mobs if you're ranged and have aggro on them. It's no big deal. So you'll see us attack all 3 of them, and each one of these actually spawn a shade or a spiteful shade. So I want to be careful here and make sure I don't get meleeed by them. Yep, so I got one on me. It's right in front of me. I'm just going to run away. Alright, got another shade on me. We're going to go in this last pack here. I have aggro on some of the mobs, so I'm just going to try to stay out and not die. I have another shade on me again. I'm just trying to look to minimize deaths here. Try to play as clean as possible. It's not worth taking unnecessary deaths. Alright, so we need to pull, there's 3 slimes in the back here that we need to pull to get our last percentage. So the tank went to go grab the 3 mobs in the back while we finish off this guy here. There's another congealed slime in here. So I'm trying to focus that down as much as possible while getting kicks on the other mobs. So we're gonna finish these mobs up and get our last pride of the dungeon and go into boss. Alright, there's our pride. I have a shade on me, so you're gonna see me back down. Alright. So we got CCs on the pride, on the shade, so I'm gonna go in on the pride. Finish this off and then we just do the boss and we're home free. We're actually going to lust on this boss in phase 3. This boss has 3 phases. The last phase we're going to lust on. The first phase we just do it with Prideful. Because this boss is actually pretty healing intensive. Because there's a cast the boss does called Infectious Rain. Which puts a stalking disease on everyone. Me and the priest can dispel ourselves though, which helps out a little bit. But we're just going to go on the boss right now with just the Prideful buff. We should be able to phase the boss pretty quickly here. Alright, there's the Infectious Rain cast I was talking about. And I'll dispel myself. And here, my advice is if you're melee, don't go and start attacking these devoted mobs, because the tank, it's really hard for a tank to get aggro on these mobs. It's better to like just wait. Don't just go run in there and just start doing damage to them, because when they melee you, they'll most likely kill you. Alright, so we got phase 2 of the boss here. We're still saving lust. So this Malignant spawn does a AoE that needs to be soaked. It's usually the tank soaking it. You shouldn't stand in it. So we just kind of sidestep it and come back in to avoid the tentacles. Infectious Rain's going off. I will dispel myself again. We got another Malignant Growth. We're going to focus it down. Going to step out of the AoE in front of it. And then come back in. Avoid the tentacles here. Alright, so phase 2 is over with. Now we just gotta dodge around here. We're in a good position right here. I'm not touching these devoted until I know the tank actually has aggro on them. So I'm just being careful here. Alright, so this will be our lust here. And we just finish up the boss. Make sure we dodge these tentacles here, and then dodge these other tentacles. And the boss is pretty much dead. 2 minutes left. Anyway, that was 17 Plaguefall. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them down below, and I'll get back to everyone as soon as possible. If you want to watch me live, you can check me out on twitch.tv/IronMonkTyson. I'll leave a link to that in the description below. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks.